I can't believe that I'm gonna say this, but we finally have a high quality Powkiddy. And yeah, I'm not freaking joking with this. Gone might be the days where Powkiddy is associated with cheap plastic and an overall just poopy feeling handheld, because my dear nerds, I have to tell you, I am shocked. Outright shocked. I didn't even want to make this video so soon, but you see that handheld over there? I got this in my hands. This somewhat familiar looking handheld, which cough cough resembles other handhelds that we had, is actually very good, and I'm shocked. Not to be too dramatic with this, but I've never been as shocked in the last 5 years of my life. Shocked. Although I want to be fair with this video, my dear nerds, I am obviously a biased person, because I've always, since starting this channel, I've always said that this handheld... Why are all my screens greasy all of a sudden? Holy poop on a stick. This handheld was my long-time favorite for a very long time. This is, as you might know, the good old-fashioned Anbernic RG35H, and I've pioneered this on my channel for at least 8 videos or so, and then this little successor appeared, which is the Anbernic RG40XX-H, and both of these were basically my favorite Linux handheld. I consider these two the same product, just a different iteration of each. And then this little guy comes forward, and this is basically a combination of both of these. It's like these somehow morphed into this little guy. And because of this, I can't even pretend that I'm unbiased here, because I'm not. It's pulling right at my biased heartstrings when it comes to handhelds, and hardware-wise, it has reasons to do so. And by this handheld, I of course mean the Powkiddy X35H, which was provided to me by the nice guys at LitNXT, which I assume you know about LitNXT by this point, because I've parroted about them for quite a while. These guys are genuinely nice guys, and the one thing that makes me push them towards you is the fact that they have exceptional customer service, meaning that if something happens to your handheld, you know, after sale, they genuinely provide good support for you. So yeah, in case you want to get the Powkiddy after this video or any other handheld, there's TechDweeb here. And where am I? I am not in the recommended. LitNXT. I'm kidding, I still like you guys. But still, yeah. They sell handhelds. You want handhelds probably. Check them out. But let's get back to our thing here. A disclaimer. Before I continue with this, I assume you know that all words here are my own. Nobody saw this video beforehand. No money exchanged hands, blah blah blah. Let's continue on with it. So, my dear nerds, I'm not gonna do one of those fake unboxings, but I do want to show you the box. I truly think Powkiddy is on a redemption arc. They want to shake that cheap handheld, cheap plastic feeling, the bottom of the barrel handheld company so much that I think they are on a quest for that. And this can be reflected in their box as well. It's exceptionally clean, it's not tacky like the other Powkiddy boxes, and look how this opens. It has magnets and you open it like this, and when you open it, now bear in mind the handheld is here, but you'd be like, oh my lord. It's genuinely a higher quality experience even when you unbox this thing. You would get a screen protector for it as well, USB-C cable, manual, and oh my god, look, authenticity, little stamp or diploma, or however we call these, you know, you receive these with very high priced, very valuable items to make sure that they are authentic. And yeah, you receive this with the latest Powkiddy, which I think is genuinely nice. So, Let's quickly put this back. Listen to this. Did you hear that? Oof! You know, I'm not really the kind of guy that concentrates on boxes, but when a box hits just right and it's made just right, I think we all enjoy the device way more throughout its lifespan. It just puts the seed of the first interaction, you know, it switches the brain to a, ooh, I'm gonna like this kind of mentality. And yeah, this box prepared me for that. Anyway, coming back to the Powkiddy, we have two sticks, which I love, and look at these sticks a bit closer. Do you see those anti-grip little dots? I freaking love these. These make the sticks feel just so much better than these two other little guys who have those, I would say, traditional Anbernic sticks, you know, traditional Switch style sticks. These, by comparison, you will never need to put any caps on these. It's just that they are so nice feeling in the hand. It's absolutely ridiculous. And no, I'm not a freaking shill for praising this handheld up and down. There's gonna be bad parts to it. Just be patient, my dear nerd, okay? This is the good part, full of gravy part of the video. So, coming back to it, we don't have stacked shoulder and trigger buttons. They are inline, but quite frankly, I don't care. The RG35H has the same. A more decent feeling D-pad than other Anbernics that I had. Regarding the shoulder and trigger buttons, though they are kind of clicky, let me know if you hear this. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this, but, you know, you won't be able to play in bed by your spouse and pretend to be an adult, but alas, I'm willing to forgive it. What else do we have here? We have volume up and down buttons, the power button here, a mini HDMI port, which is nice. You can connect this to the TV, an OTG port for controllers and stuff like this to play in multiplayer, the charging port, two SD card slots, one has the OS, as you would expect, and the other one has the games. A 3.5mm headphone jack, a reset button, two speakers, which is very nice, that it has two speakers. On the back, we don't really have anything else. But let's just take a minute, let's slow down and just look at this transparent black. This is how you do transparent handhelds, people. Do you see that frostiness to it? Or how should I translate frostiness? That blur, that hint of blur in the plastic. Not all handhelds have that blur, and that blur, in my opinion, makes a transparent handheld from being disgusting to being freaking fabulous. I love the blur, and this is one of my favorite transparent black variants. You know, that frosted part of transparent casings needs to be as frosted as these companies can make them, and this is just perfect. You see a bit on the inside, but not too much that it appears as if it's clear. Does this make sense? It's not a clear case, it's a frosted case. I love this. I do not regret getting this color variant, but alas, I don't want to sidetrack too much. Let's turn this bad boy on. Well, it was already turned on, by the way. And this is where the problem actually starts, because this is the first Powkiddy handheld that Powkiddy released with what they call Powkiddy OS. Now, what is Powkiddy OS, you might ask? It's a piece of garbage. But it's the first version, so I'm not disqualifying it yet. It's usable. It's not my favorite, and it won't be your favorite either, but thankfully, this handheld, like most Powkiddys, has the same SoC as all the others, and by that I mean the RK3566 chip, which means that we're gonna see a lot of custom firmware options pretty soon for this bad boy. So this entire segment on the firmware, just know that it can be a non-issue pretty soon if you flash custom firmware on this. But yeah, the Powkiddy OS quickly, instantly, when I turned it on, reminded me of the good old-fashioned Onion OS from which it probably took a lot of inspiration. I mean, look at this. Tell me it isn't very similar. This is the definition of, hey, let me copy your homework and I'll change just a few things so it looks a bit different. It's clear where the inspiration was taken from, but I'm not mad at that. The one thing that I am, however, mad at is the fact that these icons are not centered in the screen. I understand they wanted to put in this title, but it just kills me. For some reason this works, even though I'm also kind of bothered by this. My preferred theme style will always be something like this. Something clean and classy and black. And I think if it came with a monochrome theme like this, it would instantly have given Powkiddy OS more polish points than it actually deserves. But anyway, let's dive deeper into it. In the settings, we don't really have a lot of things here. We have a section called Retro, which allows us to toggle certain platforms, which is very nice. Time, settings within the settings, that's how you know this is the first iteration OS. And here, for some reason, the Neo Geo console is separated from the rest. And N64 Retro, you know, you can select the RetroArch core. I guess this is good, but we really need 2 entries here? I don't think so. It has no OTA update, meaning that if Powkiddy releases new versions, you will have to do just like Anbernic taught us, with nuking the entire card and starting from scratch, and I'm just not a big fan of that. Really, in my opinion, most of these pre-configured OSs that come straight from the companies should have OTA updates. OTA updates, listen to me companies, this is what made Onion OS great. Besides the great features like fake hibernate, OTA updates made this a set it and forget it kind of device. You never have a set it and forget it kind of device if you make people destroy their setup for each new update. But alas, I digress, that's beside the point. There's nothing other relevant things here in the settings menu. So, when we go to games, this is actually a place of huge surprise for me. We have some very nice handhelds, and I kinda like the icons here, to be honest. I want to show you something in particular. Yeah, we have PSP. PSP works with I would say hit and miss. It has the same performance as most other Powkiddy handhelds because of the same SoC. You would expect slowdowns in God of War and GTA Vice City Stories, but other more easy games will be bound to work with this. What's shocking are the ports. I was just checking this out and I was like, huh, it has Celeste. I didn't know this had the... I didn't see in the menu nowhere Pico 8, so I was like, huh, why is Celeste there in the ports section? So holy heck, imagine my surprise when I saw the full version of Celeste here. The one that you can buy, you know, the one that you can purchase. The dev is still out there, the dev still needs to eat, still pays rent, still has a cat probably. I'm not sure if the dev has a cat. I mean, I'm just saying, if he has a cat, the money that you would spend paying for the game would feed that cat, you know? And here, Powkiddy just gives you their game. And I'm not sure how to feel about this. It's full on Celeste. Yeah, if you know Celeste, then this is Celeste, right? We climb by pressing blah blah. Ah, okay. So yeah, freaking Celeste. And it also comes with Balatro, which I never played. You know, most of the people on my Discord, by the way, join my Discord in case you haven't. That's where all the nerds hang out with me and we talk about literally everything. But a lot of people in my Discord play Balatro. Am I missing something? Is it such a nice game? Let me know in the comments. You know, I've been just orbiting outside of its orbit, since it came out. I don't know much about it. But yeah, it has Balatro for all you Balatro lovers out there. I'm not really a fan of these ports. These are basically piracy. In the world of retro emulation, we shouldn't have pirated content, but I digress. You know if you would love having these pre-installed or not. My opinion is that you should purchase the games and you should flash a custom firmware, and then you should use Portmaster to put your games there. You can still play them. This is important for you to know. You can play many ported games, including Vice City, the PlayStation 2 one, on handhelds like these. You just need the custom firmware with Portmaster. I actually have a video about that. You need to check it out in my video history. I'm sure you'll find it. Yeah, my dear nerds, when it comes to this handheld, which is also very ergonomic because of this slight curvature here, this little freaking curvature for some reason makes this melt in my hands. This is more ergonomic to me, personally, than those huge bumps that we have on something like the Retroid Pocket 5. I would even dare say this is more ergonomic, in my opinion, than the Retroid Pocket 5. But anyway, my dear nerds, I think I pretty much wrapped it up with this. Tell me if you want to know something specific about it. Maybe I missed stuff. But honestly, besides the firmware, this is an amazing device. This is my favorite Powkiddy device. This is, in terms of Linux handhelds, this is in the top 3 devices that are close to my heart. First is this one, because 4 inches and because my eyes are really poopy. Then this one and the normal Mio Mini. And I guess between these two, my number 3 just got way more murkier and uncertain. So let me know what you think with this, my dear nerds. I personally, no bullpoop, no YouTuber shilling, no nothing like that. I love it. I don't love the firmware, the Powkiddy OS. Although I know there was some drama around there, they needed to make their own, I guess. But hardware-wise, Powkiddy, if some representative from Powkiddy watches this, I tip my hat down to you, because this is the right path. Continue doing this. Continue making your devices appear more feel more high quality. Even though it has the same SoC as all the others, the surface quality matters immensely, in my personal opinion. This is all from me, my dear nerds. See you next time. Subscribe if you haven't, and I love you very much. As always, I really hope you know that. Bye.